Hello, welcome to Savannah's Super Cooking Show for Kids. Today we are making some vanilla cupcakes. All we will need is some 110 grams of butter, 120 grams of plain flour, 150 grams of self-raising flour, 120 ml of semi-skimmed milk, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 225 grams of caster sugar, and 2 eggs. And we also need a bowl and a blender, and we need to set the oven to 160 degrees. You may need a grown-up to help you. Next, you have to add the butter, then the sugar. Then you have to mix for a few minutes. Then, after 3 or so minutes, you get 1 egg. Then, you have to add the egg in. Then, you have to start mixing again. But then, after a few minutes or so, you add the other egg, and then repeat it with the other egg. Then, in a separate bowl, you pour both of the flours at the same time. Then you mix it a bit for a few minutes. Then you need to get a little bit of vanilla extract and pour it, and then pour it in there, like that. Then we take 1/3 of the flour, 1/3 of the milk, then mix it together. Then we will have to repeat it 3 times. That looks lovely. Very tasty. Be careful, kids. Don't eat too much or there'll be none left for the batter. Then you have to start putting the mixture into the cupcake tins. And you have to make sure there's enough for maybe 12 or 10 cupcake batches. This is the last step now. All we need to do is slide carefully the cupcakes into the oven. You will need some help with the roller. The muffins need to go in the oven for 25 minutes. Now that we are waiting, we should make the icing. Now it's time to make the icing. All we need is 500 grams of icing sugar, 110 grams of butter, 60 ml of milk, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extra and a few drops of food colouring. Then you have to pour all of the vanilla extra into the milk. Then you have to give it a little stir. And pour it into here. Then you have to pour the butter into the bowl very carefully. Then you have to pour the flour into the bowl.
Icing sugar, half of it.
Half of the icing sugar into the bowl. Then you have to give it a mix for a long time. The trick to good icing is to, when you think it's ready and nice and fluffy, mix it for another 2 minutes or so. Then it'll turn out really nice. That looks good. Now we're going to put the icing in. I'm going to make the colour purple. All you need to do is do a few drops and mix the pink and the blue. Now we're going to mix it. Let's go and check the muffins. Wow, these look lovely. Now it's time to put the icing on. I'm using a piping bag for this, but if you don't have a piping bag, you can use a spoon. So what you need to do is you need to carefully put this on, squeeze it in the middle, and gently go round in a circle. Very carefully, because you don't want them to break. Look, it's a perfectly fine batch of cupcakes. Now, if you like, you can eat it with some tea and some biscuits and your friends and family. Now, thank you for coming to Savannah's Super Cooking Show.
Good.
Yummy.